On ABC's This Week, conservative mainstay George Will argued that the way to stop gun violence was to adopt controversial stop-and-frisk policing policies. The relative prevalence of stop-and-frisk in New York City, said Will, was why New York had a far lower rate of gun violence than Chicago.
The president went to Chicago this week. Chicago has more gun homicides than New York, although New York has 3 times the population. What's the difference? The difference is different police measures. And New York, with a lot of controversy, has had stop and frisk, and it's had a measurable effect on gun violence. It's not sexy. It's not a federal program. It's at the local level, and it works.
Stop and frisk is definitely not sexy. The practice of stopping people, mostly young men of color, and searching them without probable cause is a lot of things. Racist for one, unconstitutional for another. But does it actually work to reduce gun violence? No, was the short answer suggested by an investigation last July by New York public radio station WNYC. The report found that out of 700,000 stops in 2011, only 770 guns were recovered, a little more than 1 gun in every 1,000 stops. It also found that most of those guns were found outside of the neighborhoods, the hot spots in the police language, where they were looking the hardest. The idea that Chicago should stop and frisk hundreds of thousands of people of color who aren't suspected of any criminal activity is popular among conservatives from the New York Post editorial page to Fox's Geraldo Rivera. But with no basis in fact, you have to wonder if it's just the aesthetics of the policy they like.